What's up, fellow prepared citizens? It's Jay here, and we're going to talk about AR-15 Manual of Arms. So a big question I get asked of me a lot is super basic stuff like what AR to buy, what do I need to look for. A lot of people don't know how to use them. So with that being said, I want to just go ahead and give a disclaimer on this video. This video is for people that have just recently bought an AR-15 or is planning on buying an AR-15. This is not for, like, if you've already been shooting and training with this platform, this video probably isn't going to be any use to you. However, if you do watch it and you think it's good, and you may know someone that's wanting to get an AR-15, or you think it's going to help someone that's new, please share it with them out and get them going on the right path. So I'm not going to put a diagram of everything, what everything is. We're going to talk about it as we need it. Okay, so first and foremost, you got your AR-15 here. Brand wise, guys, just focus on something that's reputable. This is a budget one. This is a Bear Creek Arsenal. I do have an affiliate link for them on my website. If you go to a website and check out the partners page, I've linked up with PSA and Bear Creek Arsenal. They're both good companies. I own both of them. They work, okay? You're gonna hear a lot of people bad-mouthing those. Don't pay attention to those people. First off, you don't want a group of people that's gonna be more focused on the brand of gun you got than how to zero your rifle or what kind of hits are you making at distance. You know what I mean? Like, focus on the stuff that matters, guys. You got your rifle. It's a decent brand. We're not gonna worry about that, because real men don't care about that. They just want to know, are you capable? And we're going to learn how to use this thing real quick. So first and foremost, you got this charging handle right here. That's going to be how you charge the gun, okay? See the bolt moving back and forth? It's going to be how you charge it. We're going to use that in just a second. I know a lot of people ask about that, don't know how to load the gun, and we're not laughing at nobody. This is serious, okay? Because there's people that have these questions. All right, next very, very important thing, safety selector right here. So when it's up like this, this is unsafe. That's fire, okay? And we're going to talk about the function of it in just a second. So as an infantryman, when you patrol, you have your finger, trying to make sure I can get the camera here. You have your finger up against that safety, your thumb, like that constantly. I literally have calluses right here. You can probably see them on my thumb of where I keep my thumb like that. I've done that for years and years and years since I've been training like this. But that is what's going to keep you, if you trip or something on the range or on a patrol, having that right there and keeping your hand on the rifle, that's what's going to keep from accidentally discharging the rifle, okay? So let's load the rifle. I'm going to go ahead and sling this thing on. Well, before I get my magazine, let me get my hearing protection. Guys, you can start out with foam earplugs. You don't have to go buy anything crazy. Foam earplugs work just fine, okay? Don't get, this is basic stuff. This is just getting you started, okay? You can upgrade whatever down the road. All right, so right here, this big opening, this is a magazine well. This is where our magazines are gonna go. This is called a magazine, okay? This, oh, I got good rounds in there. This is a Magpul magazine. It's got the window on it. You don't have to have all that. I do like magazines. The M2s or Gym 2s, whatever they call them, those are great magazines. They sell them at Palmetto State by huge bulk all the time. I've gotten nearly all of my mags there, and they all work great, and I've been using a lot of them for a decade or more. So, all right. So rifle on safe. We're going to insert the magazine. You're going to hear a click. It's always good to give it a good slap. So now a magazine is in the gun, but it's still not ready to fire. This charging handle, you're going to pull it all the way back and let it go. Now the gun is charged, it's ready to fire. Now all we got to do is take the rifle off of safety, our safety selector. Remember, we're going to have that facing down. It's down, and we're going to fire. Okay. So what I did there, I pulled the trigger, I held the trigger in, and as I let off, you heard a click. That's called a reset. What that does is when you hear that, it lets you know it's ready to fire again, okay? Let's talk about what kind of rifle it is. This is a semi-automatic rifle. That means one trigger pull, one round leaves the chamber and the barrel, okay? A lot of people you hear calling these things assault rifles. Assault rifles are fully automatic weapons, usually belt fed. Civilians don't have access to assault rifles. I'm not even going to get in that argument. It's so stupid. But anyway, this is a semi-automatic rifle. Now that we've shot the gun, let's say we're done shooting. How do we unload the rifle? What we're going to do is this button right here. You see that button right there in front of the trigger on the right side, right below the chamber up here. This is our chamber. We're going to press that. That's going to let the magazine go. We're going to put the magazine away, put it in our pocket, wherever. And now I like to come out of my sling completely to do this. This is just easy, what works for me. Now I like to put the butt of the gun right here on the top of my leg, and I'll charge it. And you're going to see that round come out. Just let it go. You can pick your round up. Pick your round up if you want to, put it in your pocket. The rifle is now completely unloaded. Sorry, I'm getting used to these new mics. Now you can close your dust cover if you want. This little flap right here, that's the dust cover. But the rifle is completely unloaded. You can charge it again just to look in there, which is highly recommended. Nothing in there. Don't ever let it go with your finger in there, by the way. That really hurts, okay? And guys, 4 firearm safety rules, I got a video on it. Don't aim at anything you don't want to shoot. Keep your finger off and away from the trigger until you're on target and ready to shoot. Know what is in front of and behind your target, and always treat guns as if they're loaded. There is no one out here with me. I'm just not aiming at the camera because it's habit to not aim it in front of me when I'm talking to something or someone. So, guys, that is how to load and unload the magazine, or the AR-15, excuse me. Now let's talk about this little thing right here. It's called a bolt catch. Now, to use this, it's very simple. We're going to put the AR-15 against our top of our leg again. I'm going to charge the rifle. I'm going to hold the bottom of this little ping pong paddle, so I like to call it. Hold the bottom of it and let the bolt go. You'll notice the bolt is now staying back. And go ahead and push that all the way up your charging handle. I don't like to let those things slap forward. So now the bolt's open. Now is also a good time to load the rifle if you're trying to load it, because it's really easy. Right now you have to put next to no force in the magazine. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It just freely goes up in there. You honestly don't even have to slap it at that point, but it's always good to slap it. You want to train to do the same thing over and over and over and over. First, let's drop the bolt. How do we drop the bolt once is in this position? And I'm sorry if I seem like I'm rambling, guys. It's so much easier if I had someone here asking me this stuff. I'm trying to go back through questions that have been asked of me in classes and in person, so bear with me. So the ping pong paddle, the bolt is locked back, as we saw a while ago. Keep your finger and stuff out of the chamber area, and we're going to press at the top of the ping pong paddle, and it's going to let the bolt ride forward again. Now your bolt is forward. Okay, let's do it. I'll show you guys from this side. I'm going to press the ping pong paddle. Voila. All right. Guys, the most important thing is to know how these things operate so you can be safe and so you can progress in your training and shooting and that kind of stuff, okay? We have went over loading, the function of how this thing fires. That's probably going to be it for this video. I just want to show you guys how this stuff operates. Your stock system, if you get one that looks like this, you got a button here. You can push it forward and back. As you can tell, when I painted it, I had it in a certain position. That's where I usually leave it. We can talk real quick about trigger reset. And you can dry fire this stuff, which is basically simulating shooting, but you're not actually shooting live rounds. So let me take it off safe. We're going to press the trigger because we know the firearm is cleared. So you can do this at home once you have fully verified it's clear. We're going to press the trigger. And you got to run the bolt fully. Notice I am leaving my finger fully pressed on the trigger. I'm going to start letting off now. You hear that reset? And I do not have to let my finger go any further forward from that point. I can quickly pull it back. And that is shooting from the reset, which you should try to do. Wind's crazy. Back on safe. Always practice on keeping this on safe at all times. I think that covers all the basics. If there's any other questions you got when it comes to the basic function of an AR-15, not talking about shooting fundamentals, AR-15 fundamentals, let me know. Notice I did not go over the forward assist. Guys, you could probably be just fine without that. I have never had to use it. The only time I've ever seen people need it is like in like torture test stuff. Next, I'll do another video about slings. I guess we'll talk about slings on another video because that is kind of a topic on its own. It's going to depend on the rifle you got, on the kit you're using, and in my opinion, that's the main two things you need to consider when purchasing a sling. So we'll talk about that on the next video. But guys, I hope that video helps you. Please shoot me any questions if you got any. And guys, as always, I thank you so much for watching. Remember to be an asset to everyone around you, not a liability. And I'll see you on the next one. God bless.